connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
At Fusion Sport, we're all about driving human performance. We develop and support a range of technologies all designed to assist people to be their best. Smarterbase is used by hundreds of elite sporting organisations across the globe, and more recently has been used by the military and performing arts as well.
Our Smarterbase technology has at the heart of it an integrated and connected philosophy. What's different about Smarterbase is that it's truly flexible and self-engineerable. That really puts the power into our customers' hands, and it allows them to use it in unique ways that perhaps we haven't even thought of.
Between ourselves and the rest of the field, but here comes Jemmy Stone.
I know Ashley got something she got to get to, so we're going to go ahead and do career over, and then we're going to get up out of here. What you got for me, Avery? Talk to me, man.
I got you, Tyrus. I got you, bro. Hey, career over, Eric Wilson. For you to say that the Milwaukee Bucks were not going to make the playoffs. Period. Career over, Eric. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah,
this season that just passed.
Come on, man. What you gonna pick, Orlando?
No,
the Chicago Bulls?
They're saying this upcoming season.
No, the season that just passed.
Last year. Yeah. Eric Wilson stated that Milwaukee Bucks were not gonna make the playoff. Come on, Eric. I love you, but career over, man. Come on, man. I know you had me drunk that night. You talking about Orlando career over, the Bulls career over, Detroit. They could get in the playing game. Washington career over. Come on, man.
You can't even have them in the playoffs, bro.
Come on, man. Come on, E. Come on, E-Dub. E-Dub, come on, man.
We got it's the East, man.
Look, he said, wow. He said, wow. I got you, Ty. I know you said
that's my man.
Come on, E.
That's my man.
Yo, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Oh, sorry. Take two. Technology issues. Let me start.
You got to change hats.
Welcome to Sports Arena. I'm your man, Eric Wilson. And like I said, while I was muted and y'all couldn't hear me, sometimes I say the wrong thing. But you know what? When I get called out on it, I'm man enough to accept it and say, you know what? Hey, I was wrong. I didn't think they had all the talent in the world, such as a Brooklyn, to get it done. But hey, it is what it is. I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit it. But I got to say, shout out to the Say What, Say It Again crew, because them brothers have been doing their thing for a year. I'm just thankful to have one of their guys with us each and every night on Mondays and Wednesdays. So let me go ahead and introduce him first. Sorry, Megan. Let me go ahead and get Ty Ray in here. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
That was a good show last night, man. I'm gonna say that was a great show last night.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows. Probably top 2 or 3. We did another show that I don't have the footage for, but that was my favorite show. We did a show with a guy named Kenny and Roger. That's probably my favorite show, but that's probably second. So
okay, fair enough. All right, let me go ahead and get the rest of the crew in here real quick, brother. Let's get our girl, the one and only, the Queen of Hoops, Miss Megan Price, in the building. What's up, Megan? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
You know, aside from what was said last night, I guess I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
John Shear, Sideline Sports, Cardiac Kane, Fox Sports AM 1340. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm disappointed. You let a guy go in front of a lady. Come on, I gotta do like some sort of smoking section on that or something. Like, come on, how you gonna do that? Maybe it's the Eagles garb that you got on. It's a little too tight.
Okay, all right. And my man Mike Caratanudo, Believe in the Pac-12. Mike, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, man, you got hammered on that one, E. I mean, I even felt bad for you, but that's all right because you know what? I can't believe I'm about to do this. Don't fall out of your chair. So he's saying your Eagles garb is too tight. Just use some dolphin stuff as toilet paper because that's all it's worth.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I got you, dog.
Man,
NFC East, baby.
So
NFC
a Cowboys
East.
fan's going to defend an Eagles fan.
No, I'm just defending my friend. I'm just defending my friend and telling him what he can
Just
use for toilet paper.
parallel
What he can use
universe?
for toilet paper.
Welcome
man,
to
I'm
the
just
Twilight
defending my
Zone,
friend.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm defending my friend, man. I mean, look, we haven't won in a while, but we've won a lot sooner since 1972. So that's all I know, man. I wasn't even born when the freaking Dolphins won, and
I
neither
thought
were
you were in high school.
No, that's
wow.
all right. I mean, come on. Hey, 1950 called. They want their joke back. I mean, come on, dude.
All right.
Come with better stuff.
Alex Fleming will be joining us momentarily. That brother's making that money as always. So, Ty, you were not here on Monday night. So
no, I wasn't here.
Before we move into our subjects for the evening, I'd like to give you, sir, the opportunity to make any changes to your picks if you would like with regard to the AFC. So let me go ahead and pull that up real quick here for you so that you can see that. And yeah, man, let Avery know I got something for him when the Giants and Eagles play each other. I'm gonna let him have his moment though, but I'm telling you that career over segment is probably one of my most favorite ones ever. So I love when
tripping over his own feet like Daniel Jones.
Ooh.
Let's see, 2-15, 2-15, 10-7, 9-8. The Patriots defense did look pretty good. Dolphins, I don't know, man.
You don't have to change. This is just.
I think I'm good on that.
Okay, so let's move on.
Mama Caratanudo, I might have gave the Jets too much, but
oh, come on! I gave him one
16.
more win. I gave him one more win, man. I like Zach Wilson. They're not worse than the Texans, man. They're not even close.
Speaking of the Texans, Ty, you're 1-16. Your thoughts on this? You changing any picks here?
Tim Tebow just got cut. That makes the wins go up. Colts. I think the Titans didn't have Julio Jones then, did they?
They did not.
Heck no. Flip flop the Colts and the Titans for me. That's it.
Okay, so the Colts are going to go 10-7
because I don't know what's up with wins.
Titans are going to go 11-6. All right, we'll move on to the next one here, the AFC North.
13-4. That looks good. That looks good. Looks fine to me.
All right, and the last one for the AFC, sir.
The Oakland Raiders.
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, this Las Vegas now. Can't even say Oakland no more, huh?
That's 5 push-ups.
Mike, you still owe me 30 from keep saying San Diego Chargers, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I said people from San Diego will come up to LA because they'll finally get back on the bandwagon. I did my 30. That was last season.
I don't think it was much of a bandwagon to be on, but
that's how I feel.
I mean, only thing they did was go to Super Bowl and get smacked by y'all or us, one of them teams. I can't remember.
By you guys, Steve Young, great performance.
Okay, see, we smacked them so bad I could barely remember.
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's good too. That's the only thing I don't want to think too much and change nothing.
Okay. All right. So we're going to stick there. So let's go ahead and get into it tonight. I wanted to ask each one of you a simple question. Out of the NFL rookie quarterbacks, specifically those who were taken in the first round, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, or there might be another one out there that you said may have impressed you more than those 5, but you were right, John Scheer. It should always be ladies first. So Miss Megan Price, the rookie quarterbacks, who impressed you?
Well, I think if you go back and you look at my predictions, I'm going to have to roll with Zach Wilson. I gave the Jets 7 wins, and I think he's a big part of that. In his senior year, he was 247 of 336 completions, and he had almost 3,700 yards and 33 touchdowns. So had a really great senior season, and I expect to see him carry that over with great coaching. And the Jets did one other thing that I think really matters in this situation. They drafted someone to protect him. So he has the ability to stay healthy and learn because they drafted the right way.
And Mike, your Cowboys tag team partner down here is giving you props for picking Mama Cara Tenuto's Jets. So John Scheer, rookie quarterback, sir, who impressed you?
None. I mean, Justin Fields beat.
Okay.
Because he can make plays in the NFL. He's made plays. I forgot.
He beat 3rd and 4th stringers. Good
Second
for you. Second. How did you do against the first? You struggled badly. So let's not give him the credit.
That they beat them. Okay.
Oh, yeah, in preseason, it really matters. It matters that the Ravens, won 25 straight preseason games? Yeah. Remember the year the Lions went defeated and they went 4-0 in preseason? All right, be quiet. All right, thank you. Anyway, so Trevor Lawrence, whenever he played, as I said before, his release looked slow, and I didn't like that. And he also looked gun-shy with a bad offensive line. So I was not impressed by him. Trey Lance made one nice play. Not going to give him all the credit in the world for one nice play-action play. He didn't overall look great to me. So really none of these guys impressed me, but I didn't expect that. I mean, it's your first NFL action. It's preseason. I didn't expect much out of these rookies because it's your first taste. You're getting your feet wet. So it was about what I expected for all these guys.
All right. Mike, did anybody impress you? I guess I should have rephrased the word or question here. Mike, who impressed you?
Well, John said one phrase right. It was their first games, and that's about all I can take from that. That being said, Zach Wilson, 100%. Like Trey Lance had more than one good play. Yes, a long touchdown pass. I mean, it was a wobbly pass if you want to really pick it apart. But he definitely had a few plays. Yeah, he took some sacks. But I say Zach Wilson. I mean, yeah, there were some plays that you were kind of like, okay, rookie. But at the same time, the arm strength and seeing it at BYU, actually watching BYU games, late at night, 11 o'clock here, or I'd say starting at like 8:30 here on the left coast. But Zach Wilson putting it in, and his coach is picking him up. He's also said there's a lot of things he needs to improve on. But Megan's right. They got somebody to block for him. And yes, Trevor Lawrence did look a little slow. Of course, that offensive line did nothing to help him. But and yeah, Justin Fields again started like against second string, but it was his first action. So he did look good making plays for guys that are NFL caliber, which again, it's the NFL. That being said, Zach Wilson definitely for week 1 of the preseason took it. And I'd say Mac Jones is a very, very close second.
All right. Mr. Tyree, say it again. Who impressed you?
Interesting. I ain't gonna say I was disappointed, but I didn't like the way I didn't really like the way Trey Lance looked. I know you didn't ask me that, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm about to go Justin Fields, 14 for 20, 142 yards, 106 rating. He also ran a little bit too. I think he'll be fine. He doesn't. I think the advantage that him and Trey Lance will have, and will be that they won't have to play week 1. So, they'll be able to sit back behind, regardless of how we feel about them, veteran quarterbacks, and they'll be able to sit back and they'll be able to learn. Some of these other guys, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence will be thrown right in there. But I have to go with Justin Fields. That's my answer.
All right. Let me go ahead and get Mr. Alex Fleming in here, who is joining us. Mr. Fleming, sir, good evening. How are you?
mad that I had to be at work, but other than that, I'm fine.
All right, so then let me ask you, Mr. Fleming, of the NFL rookie quarterbacks that you saw, who impressed you?
First and foremost, I want to say, John Scheer, you're a hater. Nobody impressed you? Really, John? Really?
I'm a tough critic.
Trey Lance looked awful. 5 of 14, had that one wobbly 80-yard touchdown pass, fumbled the ball. Definitely not him. Zach Wilson, mediocre. Anybody could do check downs, and that's exactly what he did. He didn't take any chances. Trevor Lawrence was steady in the pocket. He went 6 of 9 and 71 yards, but he fumbled, even though he recovered. The answer, I agree with Tyree, is Justin Fields. Didn't we have issues saying, hey, he's not accurate? He doesn't practice. He doesn't know the playbook. He doesn't have enough dedication. Well, he only went 14 of 20 for 175 total yards, 142 passing, 33 rushing, and 2 total touchdowns. He looked phenomenal once he got comfortable. I don't give a damn if it's against second string or third string. Everybody knows that he's the future of Chicago, and he took it with a grain of salt. And his movement, some people would tear an ACL with some of the moves that he did, and he was elusive in the pocket. Reached 20.4 miles per hour running and evading tackles. The answer is Justin Fields.
So, Alex, now that I have you, I have to ask this question because I will take it back to you after the draft. You and I and several others on this panel were discussing when should Justin Fields start. I'm still saying you put him out there week 1. What are your thoughts after seeing him?
Week 2, don't start him against the Rams. 2 reasons. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's going to try to feast on him and try to get a pickoff to try to kill his confidence. Aaron Donald is a monster. And you don't have Jenkins. You have Peters. Last I checked, Peters was an Eagle, which means he's old, used, and busted. Do not start Justin Fields against the Rams. But against those Bengals, now that's a different story. Week 2.
All right. John Scheer, you seem to be in agreement with him. I'm going to say this. Justin Fields, for all the accolades that you just gave him, Mr. Fleming and Mr. Tyree, you don't want to see him week 1 because you're afraid of what might happen to him. Who's to say that won't happen to him down the road? Who's to say that won't happen to him in week 4 or week 7 or week 10 or week 12? If you don't start him week 1 and then you allow him to come and play in week 2, you're coddling this young man. And that's what I have a problem with. You took him in the first round, number 11, something you haven't done in over a century. Draft a black quarterback. But now you want to coddle him? Put him out there to the Wolves and find out what he's made of. Because if he is as elusive as you say he is, and what you have referred to him, and granted, given me your analysis on him, then you start him week 1. You put his feet to the fire and find out what his salt is worth.
I have to disagree with you on a couple of fronts. Number 1, this is preseason. Let's get that straight. Number 2, you never start a rookie against the Rams. They just happen to have the 3rd best defense available. Now, he is going to face the Tampa Bay Bucs with the number 1 defense, but that's way down the line when he's already seasoned and into the season. Number 3, you really want to crush his confidence, having him go up against the number 2-3 ranked defense and having him get sacked and be worried about pocket presence when he just lost a tackle? That's just not bright. Let him see how Andy Dalton reacts to the Rams defense. Let him come in if Andy gets hurt. Let him start week 2 against the Bengals, which is easily not the same caliber defense of the Rams.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm going to say to you is this. If that comes to fruition and something happens to Justin Fields week 2 because it's taking him a while to get acclimated to the system when he could have started week 1 and maybe take that L, but be better off moving forward because now he's got that ring rust off of him, we're going to come back to this very segment. And I'm going to remind you of the words that you just spit out your mouth. I'm just going to let you know.
I mean, but you...
Patrick
Go ahead,
Mahomes,
Ty. Mike.
Patrick Mahomes was a first-round pick, too. And
You muted yourself.
Muted.
Mike, you muted
There we
yourself.
go. Finally, stop talking.
Yeah, anyway. But Patrick Mahomes sat on the bench. Yes, I'm not calling Andy Dalton Alex Smith. You know that. But he should sit until the end of the season. He's not.
I don't agree with that. No.
Well, if they're out of the playoff race, fine. But I'm just saying, if they're somehow in the playoff race, which with that defense they might be able to. That being said, like, no, okay, so you guys all disagree with sitting Patrick Mahomes, even though Alex Smith was there, because Mahomes,
but
Mahomes
Mike,
than Fields, hands down.
Mike, you don't buy a Ferrari and put it in the garage.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is a Ferrari.
Not for the whole season, anyways. I mean,
Patrick Mahomes was a Ferrari.
He was playing behind Alex. He was
But
playing
Alex
behind
Smith
Alex
was a good quarterback.
Right.
At the time, he was a good quarterback. That's different.
Andy, did you see Andy Dalton's comment?
Dalton. I know we're not going to do this. We're not comparing Andy Dalton to anybody. No, we're not. If you're going to compare him to somebody, compare Andy Dalton to Mitch Trubisky.
Andy Dalton's been in the playoffs. How many years did he take the Bengals to the playoffs? And don't say
the Bengals. Ain't nobody impressed with that.
In that division with the Steelers.
Mike,
did you see Andy Dalton's comments?
No, I didn't see him because I don't pay attention to Andy Dalton. So what did you say, John?
They asked him about Justin Fields starting. And
I did see that.
He said, "This is my team. This is my time." He said, "Justin Fields can start down the road. He's the future, but this is my team right now, so he's going to wait."
What is he going to say?
Listen, during the regular season, I will give Andy Dalton all the credit in the world. He's a great quarterback, but I'm sorry, when you have a talent like a Justin Fields behind you, and Andy Dalton is on the decline. And that offensive line that everybody in the chat room is saying they don't have an offensive line. I guarantee you they may not protect Andy Dalton, but they damn sure will do their best to protect Justin Fields. Yes, even Jason Peters, Alex Fleming. So, man, I want to see him start week 1 and get his feet wet and prove most people wrong that this brother is ready to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Back wet too, because
I'm going to quote Tyree and just say I cannot believe we spent this amount of time talking about Andy freaking Dalton.
We were talking about the Bears. He just happened to be a part of the team, Megan. I mean,
Eric, he's going to get his feet and his back wet because Aaron Donald is going to eat him up.
I would. Okay. I mean, that you don't want to. I don't see what you gain by putting him in to play against the Rams. You don't gain anything.
Nope.
Except for maybe an injured QB.
Instead of putting him on Sunday Night Football in LA, start him at home, the home opener week 2 against a much less Bengals.
You gain interceptions.
Okay. All right. We gonna table this conversation, but I want y'all to know if Andy Dalton, if Justin Fields, I'm sorry, Megan, my bad. If Justin Fields starts week 1 and Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears find a way to beat the second, third string defense, I'm all over the place tonight, of the Los Angeles Rams, I'm just going to remember, we're going to come back to this, and I'm going to look at all 5 of you and say, I told you so. That might even be my new segment. I'm going to rant about this particular night.
They don't even have an offensive line.
Okay. We shall see, gentlemen.
They're going to block Aaron Donald with no offensive line.
We've seen better quarterbacks sit, man. We have.
But we're in a win. Listen, we are in a win now league. NFL stands for not for long. Okay. When you are drafted in the first round, there is an expectation that you are going to play. What round did Patrick Mahomes get drafted?
When did Aaron Rodgers play? He was sitting behind a good quarterback.
Okay, but you're sitting behind Brett Favre. You're sitting behind Alex Smith. Okay.
Yeah, I give you that.
Sorry. The caliber of those 2 quarterbacks is not the caliber of the current quarterback in Chicago.
Thank you for not saying it.
Deshaun Watson. Who was the starter in front of Deshaun Watson? Savage or whatever said it was. O'Brien said it was his team, and then after game 1, Deshaun Watson came in game 2. So there's your playbook for Justin Fields.
But you bring up Deshaun Watson. Didn't he tear his ACL that rookie year?
Yeah, but he already had a bad will from college though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But he did. You're correct.
Listen, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna do our NFL predictions that we decided back in May, and we're gonna see if anybody wants to change their mind. The whole entire crew is here with us. It's the Sports Arena. Yeah, we'll be back in a moment.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also in sight with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
Welcome back to the Sports Room, ladies and gentlemen. Your man Eric Wilson here, and I got the entire crew. We got Megan Price from Say What, 806 and the Sip Off. I told y'all I'm all over the place tonight. Don't mind me. Ty Ray, Say What, Say It Again. John Shear, Sideline Sports, Cardiac Kane, Fox Sports 1340 AM. Mike Caratenuto, Believe in the Pac-12 podcast, and Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, Fancy and Flavors, and the NSPN. So, all right, let's move it along because we did the AFC on Monday night. And we had some very spirited conversations about changing our picks with regards to our early bird predictions that we did in May. So let me go ahead and pull this up so that everybody can see where we're at. We are going to start with the NFC West, since we see that is probably the best division, if you will, in all of football. I think that's a fair assessment, if you will. Megan Price, I will start with you. Are there any changes that you would like to make with regards to the NFC West?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
No, that looks solid to me.
All right. Ty, anything you want to change, my brother?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Alex Fleming, any changes you want to make, sir?
Two actually.
Sure.
Flip-flop Arizona and San Francisco. Arizona 11-6, San Francisco 10-7.
Okay. So the Cardinals get 11-6 and the 49ers 10-7. That is Alex Fleming. John Shear.
Yep. Give the Rams one more win, and then that's it. Cardinals are still going to finish below 500 like they always do.
So John Shear is saying that the the LA Rams are going to go 10-7. All right. Well, then, John, that brings up a very interesting question, sir. Who wins the division? Because you have both them and the 49ers sitting
the Seahawks, the one with one more win.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Based on math.
My bad. You're absolutely right, sir. You are right. Mike Caratenuto.
Oh, no, man. I'm golden. Matthew Stafford's going to blow up, and that defense is going to kill people. I'm glad Seattle gave Jamal Adams the money he deserves. When you trade that much for him, you have to give him that money. But no, the Cardinals, they didn't finish under 500 last year, and they battle the Seahawks well. So it'll be a battle between the Rams, Niners, Cardinals, but I mean, that all three of them end up in the playoffs.
And I think that's something that we all have discussed here on the Sports Arena. We are all saying that 3 teams are going to come out of this division for the postseason. We're all saying that, or is anybody not saying that? Let me ask that question.
I'm leaning at least 2, if not 3. I'm thinking 2 from the north, only 1 from maybe 2 from the east. That all depends on Washington and New York. At least 2 from the west and only 1 from the south.
Okay.
Wait, Alex, 2 from the north. You've trashed everybody but Green Bay. Who's the second team?
Well, Mike, we'll get to that. I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly where we're going.
Okay.
So, Alex Fleming, based on your assessment of the early bird predictions of the NFC North, you have Green Bay, Chicago, and Minnesota all in double-digit wins. So my question is to you, sir. You're saying that Green Bay and Chicago are going to be the two teams out of the North, and Minnesota, even though they have 10-7, are going to be on the outside looking in?
Absolutely. Let me drop some knowledge on Mike since he's always running down my throat. Do you remember the play?
That's a question.
Let me finish. Thank you, sir. Do you remember the teams that made the playoffs last year? Let me remind you. Chicago, Green Bay, Washington, Saints, Bucks, and the lowly Washington football team, and I believe it was the Rams and the Seahawks. Guys, other than the Seahawks leaving and the Arizona Cardinals coming in, I'm not changing it. Oh, my bad. I am changing the thing. The Saints aren't making the playoffs. So, yes, that's where the 2-3 comes in. Chicago, Green Bay, that's 1, that's 2. Giants, Washington, that's 3, that's 4. Just the lonely Tampa Bay Bucks, that's 5. Rams, Cardinals, 6, 7.
Okay, hold on.
But
hold on. Ty and John, I need y'all to just chill for a minute, please. I need to have a conversation. For once in my life, I am going to side with people that I don't normally side with. You mean to tell me with a straight face and a clean shaven that the Washington team and the New York Giants are going to be the two teams that are going to be getting into the playoffs? Meanwhile, Dallas and Philly are going to be on the outside looking in? That's what you're saying? That is what you're saying?
Dallas's defense is Swiss cheese. I hope we don't have a 5-minute argument or conversation about it. Please accept that as a fact. Number 2, Philadelphia. You got issues on the offensive line. You got midgets at wide receivers. You got old corners. Other than your front 4, your linebackers are soft, and your corners couldn't cover you. Philly's not making the playoffs, and Dallas's defense will be the reason why they don't make the playoffs.
And what does the Giants' offensive line have? I'm just curious, because how have they gotten better? Because they're absolute trash.
Washington.
I don't think they're a horrible team, but I think this is one of those instances where I think quarterback play actually matters, and we're doing this based on solely on no injury. We're not predicting injury. So, I absolutely believe that Dak is the best quarterback in this division. So yeah,
okay,
I completely agree about our defense. We haven't made any improvements. I haven't seen it yet. Now we'll see once the season starts. I have not seen it in our preseason games. Haven't seen it, but Megan, hopefully we do when the season starts.
Megan, I'll do you one better. I completely agree with you. Out of the 4 starting quarterbacks in the NFC East, Dak Prescott is the best out of the 4.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick or Tyler Heineke to beat out Daniel Jones. So I would put him second.
No, absolutely not. No, this is like the Colts. The Colts, like pretty much anybody could walk into that QB situation as long as they have a good game manager. The Colts are going to do something, and I do believe that is similar to Washington. Washington, the only thing they're missing right now is a quarterback. Every other thing else is there.
Right, but we're basing this on Ryan Fitzpatrick, who we know is good for
he's good for 7 games.
7 games. That's it.
7. Heineke
so then you expect. Eric, no, hold on. You had your time to talk. Hold on and chill. So what I'm saying to you is, you can't sit there, Alex Fleming, and say to me with a straight face that of those 4 teams, you're putting a suspect. You were talking about my offensive line.
Yeah,
you're talking about a suspect offense in the New York Football Giants, who need Danny Dimes not to fumble over his damn self running 60 yards. And then you're saying Washington, who needs a quarterback and has got 2 halves. And when you got 2 quarterbacks, you got 0. Don't sit there and try and tell me that those 2 teams are going to make the playoffs above Dallas and above me. You need to be drug tested.
Washington and New York are going to be the teams to make the playoffs. New York wins the tiebreaker, winning the division. Washington, with the strength of schedule, beats out Minnesota, getting the last spot at number 7. Wow. Washington's defense better than any of y'all. Do we have to argue about that?
I didn't disagree. I think that is something that's going to get them to the playoffs.
And the Washington defense carried them last year with Ron Rivera, and more weapons they're going to carry them this year. Everybody's sleeping on New York. We spoke about this May 31st. I put it in the chat this morning. They have the best secondary. They have the healthy running back in Saquon Barkley. They have weapons all over the place at wide receiver. And Danny Dimes has.
I don't trust Danny Dimes. I'm telling you right now. I don't trust him.
Who is their wide receiving core, Alex? Evan Ingram?
Let's do this one more time so that we're on record. One more time. I hope we don't have to rehash this again. Kenny Golladay, 1. Sterling Shepard, 2.
Okay.
Kadarius Toney, 3.
Unknown.
John Ross, 4.
Unknown.
Darius Slayton, 5.
Barely.
Kyle Rudolph, 6.
Okay.
Evan Ingram, 7.
Bum.
You still
I gave you 2 bums, 3 unknowns, and 2 decent guys.
Alex,
that game, the New York Giants, everybody says it, and you can't deny it. The New York Football Giants go as far as Saquon Barkley will take them. And I tell you right now, that brother is going to play his heart out. Why? Because I know him. I've seen him play from his college days till now. But I guarantee you this, the minute he gets injured, you throw all that BS out the window because the Giants ain't doing nothing.
No way,
You
Alex.
sound like an Eagle fan right now, not being too perceptive.
I'm sorry. What you want me to be?
Alex.
What you want me to
Well,
be?
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
want
be
you
who
to
I
be.
am.
I want you to be realistic. The
I am
Eagles aren't
being
doing
realistic. You can't
The
sit up
Eagles
here
aren't
and
doing
tell
a
me
damn
that
thing
the
right
Giants'
now, and the
offensive
Dallas-
line is going to be able to
Yeah.
contain
You've addressed
the defenses.
everything else. You've addressed everything else and made great
I have
points,
addressed
Alex.
everything.
But
Everything.
you haven't addressed the offensive line. They're trash. They're trash. In that division, it's the worst offensive line. You're talking about Tyron Smith today. Okay. And yeah, he does have to come back, but guess what? He's big and he's been looking good and he's owned JPP. So let's just talk about their careers against each other because Tyron Smith has owned them. Secondly, the Giants' offensive line is trash. If Saquon Barkley is healthy, yeah, it's going to help a little bit, but Danny Dimes ain't going to have time to throw to those receivers, who I do like Golladay. I'm with you on that. I'm not.
He's hurt.
And don't phrase it, I'm down your throat. Don't play victim because I usually agree with you, but you can't address the offensive line because they're trash. And the Cowboys' offensive line is better. The Eagles' offensive line, probably a little bit better. Sorry, Eric, but still better than the Giants. And Washington, all right, maybe they do block for Fitzpatrick. But you can't tell me that Giants defensive line is not going to cost them games because when everybody used to rip, it's been the same story Eli Manning's last 4 years. And I'm not saying Eli Manning made the best decisions. Let me finish. But he had less than 2 seconds to throw the ball. And I used to say this to Eric. If Tom Brady had less than 2 seconds to throw the ball, everybody would be making excuses for Tom Brady. Everybody else crushed Eli Manning. Less than 2 seconds in the NFL to throw the ball. Good luck. Their offensive line is trash, so you can't throw to receivers if you're on your back.
August
I'm bringing
18th,
John
2021. August 18th, 2021. The
Yep.
Giants and Washington football team are making the playoffs.
Okay.
The Washington football team's defense was ranked 6th by Pro Football Focus last season.
John, no one is saying that the Washington football
Just
team's
telling you.
defense is not the best defense in
No,
that
their
division.
offensive line was ranked 6 overall.
So let me
The
ask you,
offensive line was ranked 6th?
Yes, offensive line was ranked 6 overall by Pro Football Focus.
Pro
That's
Football
why
Focus
I
needs to be
said all
drug
they're
tested. I'll
missing is
say
a
it.
QB.
so let me ask the question. Y'all spent
Sure.
10 minutes of talking for what?
It wasn't 10 minutes, it was 6.
Well, it was too dag. Hey, look, it was too dag. It was too daggone long to be talking about a trash division where nobody ain't gonna make out the first round. Let's go to something else.
Oh, wow.
Okay, fine. Let me bring back up the and hold on. We're gonna bring back up the NFC.
Giants were ranked
North.
31st.
Well,
All right.
So,
hey, look, Alex. Alex. Eric, I need to change something.
all right. Well, hold on, Alex. I wanted you to go first. Are you okay with your assessment of the 4 teams in the NFC North?
I called that perfect. That's fine.
Okay, fine. Tyree, go ahead.
I need to flip flop the Vikings because we got first cousins. They're going 10-7.
You just flip. Okay, Vikings
Yeah,
are going
they're going
10-7.
10-7. I had to think about it. The first cousins got all them weapons.
And first cousins need to get the COVID shot too, but that's a story for another time.
I'm
yeah,
just
I went
saying,
there.
man.
I said it.
And we can't act like the Bears ain't went 8-8 the last 2 years in a row. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Okay, Megan Price,
Yeah.
any change you want to make?
Yeah, now that you bring that up, I'm going to change the Bears to 8-9. And then solely on the Lions, I got to dedicate this to one of my very good friends, Dom DeRubis. And all the trash talk that he's been giving me about Dak the last couple of days, I've had to remind him how bad Detroit really, really, really sucks. And so I just want to move them down to 5-12, just solely dedicated to Dom. There you go, bro.
All right, Dom. We look forward to seeing you on the NFL Carousel Season 2, my brother. Mike Caratanudo, any changes you want to make, sir?
Yeah, I kind of hate to do this, but if this whole, per our conversation, this whole quarterback thing's going back and forth, switch my Vikings and Bears, please.
Oh, okay. So the Bears are going to go 8-9, and the Vikings are going to go 9-8.
I like
First Cousins.
I don't trust him. Never have and never will. He is truly the walking piece of mediocrity. I'm sorry, and I'm not changing it. Detroit is what they are. Green Bay 13-4. I'm okay with that because they went 13-3 last year. What's one more game? It may work in their favor. It may not. And I just think Justin Fields, who needs to start week 1, even though y'all disagree, I still say the Bears, Matt Nagy is able to keep his job because of what they've done. I like them at 9-8. I would be so bold as to go 10-7, but if Andy Dalton starts week 1, they're going to lose that game to the Rams. So because of that, even though I think it should be the other way around, I'm staying at 9-8. So I'm not making any changes.
No matter who starts. To be real.
I disagree, Megan.
I'm just happy I gave the Lions the most wins, baby. Come on, Lions, prove me right.
No.
You're crazy. You're crazy, bro.
I know. I told you when I made that pick, I'm gonna lose that one. But
all right, here we go. The division that we spent 6.5 minutes talking about, Ty Ray. You want to make any changes?
What I got? 10-7. I really would love to give Dallas 11-6, man, but can't trust them jokers. I'm keeping it the way it is.
All right, John Shear.
All right. I did not talk about the NFC North, so just so you know, I did not talk about that.
My apologies. We can go back to him real quick.
That's all right. You guys are talking about the NFC least for 10 minutes.
Here we go. John Shear. My apologies, please. NFC North.
We spent a lot of time. First of all, I don't know how Mike has Detroit at 7 wins. He must be drug tested because
watch and see.
I don't know what you're looking at. Second of all, Bears went 8-8 last year, and Alex is trying to brag about how they got in the playoffs. They went 8-8. That's like bragging Washington got in the playoffs. So just stop right there. 6-11. That's what I have them at. They have Andy Dalton as their quarterback, and Alex has them at 11 wins. And we don't know what Justin Fields is. We don't know what this rookie is. So you think he's going to compete with Green Bay and be one game behind them? The same team that was backed into the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky is going to have Andy Dalton for now starting, and they're going to get 11 wins? You need to be drug tested.
Stranger than fiction, bro. Fact is stranger than fiction.
The Vikings were a bad team last year, despite Justin Jefferson going all for a rookie record, more than Randy Moss. She's not going to do again. You all think that they're going to get 10 or 9 wins? They're not a very good football team. Like, that's just my opinion. So I see them going 6-11. This division's trash. Green Bay's the only one that's good. So that's what I got.
So let me ask a question real quick.
Sure.
I got a question to ask.
For John or all of us?
No, specifically for you, Eric.
Oh, okay.
With you saying that, I'm just trying to figure out why you think Kirk Cousins is so bad.
Oh, you want me to be honest with you on this one?
My thing is this: he was top 10 last year in yards. He had a better completion percentage than Tom Brady. He had a better quarterback. He had the same quarterback rating as Russell Wilson. Why is he so bad?
Because he's Kirk freaking Cousins. You know what I don't like about Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins wants to be a man that wants to bet on himself. Kirk Cousins is a selfish individual. Now, you want me to get eagle-fied on it? I will do just that. Kirk Cousins ain't half the man that Donovan McNabb, T.O., any of them boys have ever been. I would rather, I'm going to tell you this right now. You would make me the happiest person in the world if Kirk Cousins, I'm sorry, Mike, and I'm sorry, Megan, was on Dallas's team because they would truly embody the walking piece of mediocrity. That man can't get the job done if his life depended on it. Oh, wait, it does because he won't get the COVID test shot. And then you want to sit up there and try. I don't care what his records say. I don't care what his stats say. You put all the weapons around him and he still can't bring you a ring. Forget Washington. Forget Washington, okay? Because his time in Washington was just that. He played the hand he got dealt. He bet on himself, $84 million. Bravo, buddy. Bravo. You got your money. You went to Minnesota. You had all the weapons in the world, from the Dalvin Cooks to the Justin Jeffersons to the Kyle Rudolphs, all of them. And you needed help to get to the playoffs? You're supposed to be the one running that division. Forget about Aaron Rodgers, Mitch Trubisky, Matthew Stafford. You were supposed to be the guy to come in and get it done, and you still couldn't do it. So guess what? As far as I'm concerned, you are the walking piece of mediocrity. You shouldn't be allowed on the NFL field right now, Kirk Cousins. And I don't wish this on anybody, but I tell you right now, I hope Kirk Cousins gets injured because I don't want to see his ass. I don't care who the second, third, fourth string is. I'd rather see them under center than see Kirk Cousins play another down in the NFL.
Well, I'm going to say this. if mediocre is 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, and a 105 rating, sign me up.
Well, guess what?
Eric, that was really, really aggressive. You could have at least said the Bengals, they are the kings of mediocrity. The Pro Bowls with Andy Dalton and playoff appearances for nothing. Come on now. At least say Cincinnati.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He'll throw you 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks. And the next 2 games, he'll throw you 100 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks. That's Kirk Cousins. Can't live with that. And
He's better than the quarterback Shaw got.
I'm sorry. And he had the number 2 wide receiver in the league, and Stephon Diggs.
Hey, he's better than any quarterback that Miami has.
We're not talking about Miami.
What relevancy
We're not
does that
talking
have
about
with
Miami.
NFC North?
I'm just saying.
Wow, that really makes sense. Why don't we talk about NFC West, too?
You want him that bad? Let him go to San Fran. Send Jimmy G and Trey Lance.
I took him, but we got Trey Lance now. I would have took him if he would have came.
Take him. Because watch what he does if he goes to San Francisco. The same thing he's doing now. Nothing. Bum. Anyhow, NFC East. John Scheer, please make changes if you want to.
Eric, are you bitter that he bet on himself and got the money though? Because he got franchise tagged twice.
This ain't got no, Mike. I ain't mad because he got the money. Because in the NFL, what's it stand for? Not for long.
Sound
we got
bitter.
to get. Yo,
you sound very bitter.
Yeah. I just don't like.
I don't like him because he's an OU quarterback.
I don't like him. I just don't like
Texas.
him. I don't like Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't like him. I don't care.
Because he beat the Eagles.
Tony Romo beat us, and I like Tony Romo.
True.
Eli Manning beat us, and I like Eli.
True.
So the Eagles are terrible. So they're going 4-13. That's being generous. 4 wins. It's
whatever.
Mighty generous. Miles Sanders can only hit a home run or bust. Home run or strike out. That's all he gets. He doesn't know how to go for 5 yards a carry. Doesn't know how to be an NFL running back, basically. So you don't have a run game. You don't have an offensive line. You don't have receivers that you can count on. Jalen Hurts, we don't know what he is because all he did was fumble last year. Everybody gives him all this credit, but did you watch the games? All he does is fumble the ball. So there's that. So that's the Eagles in a nutshell. The Cowboys are the most talented team offensively in this division, and you can win games with just offense. It doesn't mean they're going to win the playoffs. They will get to 9 wins despite that defense. Ryan Fitzpatrick's never made the playoffs, so they're not making the playoffs. And then the Giants will get 7 wins, just miss the playoffs, just like they did last year, right around that mark. So that's what I got.
Fine. Alex Fleming, go ahead.
Eagles are trash. Let's move on from that. Cowboys, offensively great, defensively not. I've already stated on multiple shows at multiple times from May 31st till last week to the chat what's going to happen to the Cowboys. I don't need to revisit it because Megan doesn't like it when I mention it. They're not winning any games.
Because
They
how
don't
can
have
you
a
just
superstar
wish
quarterback.
injury on someone?
I'm not wishing it. I'm seeing it. And the offensive line can't hold up. And even if the offensive line does hold up, the defense can't stop anybody. So point being, double-digit losses. If we need to bring up the schedule, I'll bring up the schedule. I got it in the back of my mind. You're going to lose week 1 and week 2.
The only thing I don't care about what your predictions are, but the only thing I care about is don't say Dak's going to get hurt. Like, don't speak it into existence. It's already an atrocious injury. Let us just see what's going to happen. And instead, I mean, why are you not supporting the black quarterback that got paid? I don't get it. I don't get all the hate. And literally, the man got so much hate last year that they hated on him about being emotional. Hold on, they hated on him for being emotional about him.
John Scheer.
What does it have to do? He's a quarterback. It's a quarterback in the NFL. I don't look at him as that. Just look at him as quarterback of the Cowboys.
To think that
because there's very
what it
few
is.
African American quarterbacks. A lot of times,
but I just look at him as Dak of the.
I have no idea. Megan, I have no idea where you came at me with that. I don't know where you came at me with.
They don't get the same opportunities.
I don't know how you came at me with that. I'm constantly defending Lamar Jackson, and I'm constantly defending Patrick Mahomes, and I'm constantly defending other black quarterbacks. The fact, because Dak is in a situation where he can't win. How are you going to have a guy?
Why do you think he only wanted a 4-year contract instead of a 6? Because he wanted to make sure that if he got to leave, he has a contract that somebody else will pick up.
How is that greedy, John?
He got greedy.
That is not greedy.
They were offering him a nice deal, and then he got greedy.
It was never about money. It was about he wanted 4 years instead of 6. It was never about
money. But they were paying him what, 35? What was it? 35 a year, and that wasn't good enough, or 40 a year, and that wasn't good enough. It's not that it wasn't good enough. He wanted Mahomes money, right?
No, he didn't want Mahomes money.
It was a 6-year contract. That was the problem.
I guarantee you, if he was Tony Romo, he'd have got that contract a hell of a lot easier.
Tony Romo
Thank
wasn't
you.
going anywhere. That's the difference.
Thank you.
Why
And
would
John
you want to
Scheer,
stay with
if
the
you ever
team?
want to have a conversation about a black quarterback in the NFL versus a white quarterback in the NFL, we could sit there and have that
Why
conversation.
bring it up? Like, what relevance
That's what I'm
is
saying.
have bringing it up?
relevance-
Like,
What does it? What
I don't think it
relevance
really
does it have?
fits the
with
narrative
that.
of what you're trying
I'm
to
saying, don't come at me with
Alex,
that, because
I'm
I'm
not
the last person
especially
want to
coming
come
at
at me
you
with
with
that.
that.
Because
I'm not
I
coming at
defend
you.
Patrick Mahomes, I defend Lamar Jackson, I defend Deshaun Watson. Don't even get me started on Deshaun
That's
Watson.
3 black
I
quarterbacks.
defend- Thank you. So
Exactly,
stop
and that's
that.
it.
Alex, I'm not coming at you. I'm talking to John Scheer.
Yeah,
That's
but
who
like,
I'm
what
talking to.
relevance does it have just bringing that up randomly, like dropping
What relevance-
that?
But it's
what
not,
relevance
but it's not
does it
random,
have?
John.
What
It's not
relevance
random.
does it have?
What does that have on his injury? Like, on whether you're talking about him getting injured or
No, I'm not talking about his injury. I'm talking
you're
about
like,
all
don't
the
bring it
hate
up.
that
Don't
he
bring a
did.
black quarterback getting injured up. Like,
No,
That's
I'm
not
not
what I
talking
said,
about.
John. That's
That's not
literally
what I'm
not
talking
what
about.
I said at
That's
all.
not what she said, John.
That is not what I said.
Hey, I know
Was it-
this. He got paid, right? Conversation over, like you like to say, Alex. He got paid. Secondly, their defense, that piece of shit Mike Nolan that was there is not an NFL caliber defensive coordinator. If you think Dan Quinn can't get them to play like Wade Phillips got a defense to play, you are sadly mistaken then, and you need to understand coordinators and be drug tested, like you say. Yes, they were trash and Swiss cheese last year. Micah Parsons in camp has been making plays left and right. Randy Gregory says, I wish I had this kid's focus when I was a rookie and didn't want to smoke weed every single minute of the day and then get in trouble, so I kept getting booted out of the league. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said to a friend of mine off the record. That being said,
Well, it's on the record now.
well, not really. He didn't tell me. But anyway, but Micah Parsons is going to destroy people. Again, Kelvin Joseph will get beat. Trayvon Diggs ain't getting beat this year, kid. He runs about a 4.3, and he's
You
going
want to bet that?
that
You really
doesn't
want to bet that?
necessarily
You wanna bet
equivalent
that?
technique.
Okay, they're not going to be throwing his way. Now you have better technique than Trayvon
No,
Diggs.
well,
You're a
I'm
quarterback
saying
in the
speed
corner,
doesn't
John. I
necessarily
know.
equivalent
You're
to
everything.
technique. Just because he runs a
by the
4.3
beginning
doesn't
of the
mean
season
it
last year,
all
even
that
though he
much.
sucked. He came back from the 2 games he missed, another person that was injured. See, every other team gets to talk about injuries, and that's fine. Oh, by the way, Zach Martin's back too. Name a better guard in the league, because by his peers, he's pretty much the top.
Well, nobody's
guard.
arguing the offense; they're arguing the defense.
I can't go off their words because his peers aren't the end all be all of the sport. Zach Martin's going to destroy people inside. So when Micah Parsons is crushing people as the season goes on, and Dan Quinn, who knows how to coach defense, can't be a head coach, because Eric, I told you when he went to Atlanta, don't think it's a good idea. We had that conversation. Didn't like the hire. He's a defensive coordinator. They will be better. Not better than Washington, but definitely better than the Giants. And depending on how the Eagles defense steps up, they might be right there. They can't get worse. So keep calling them Swiss cheese. But when Micah Parsons is destroying people, I can't wait to hear you the excuse as to why he's doing it.
Remember when you guys said that you were going to wake me up after the Baltimore-Cleveland game and I never got a phone call?
Oh
This is one of those moments.
Okay.
I'm glad this is being recorded because y'all just whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. I'm giving you sufficient concrete reasons why Dallas is going to suck, and you're getting emotional. Eric got emotional earlier, and now Michael's getting emotional.
I gave
this
you
is my
sufficient
time.
reasons
This
too.
is my moment. This
So
is my
Dan-
moment. This is my time.
All right,
Thank
Andy Dalton, go ahead.
Thank you. Dallas defense sucks. The schedule is lined up to where you might go 1-3 against the NFC South. You're not going to beat your competitors in the NFC East. You might even split with Philly. That's how bad Dallas is. If you look at the schedule up and down, they're getting rim-rocked left and right. That's why I have them at 6-11. I'm being generous. People are sleeping on the New York Giants. I'm glad we can come back to an actual conversation.
Why are we
and
still
not a
talking about the
debate.
NFC East?
No
Well,
offense.
I'm trying to give my record. I only want to change one thing.
Oh, go ahead. My fault.
Thank you, Ty. Schedule. Thank you. There we go. One thing I'm going to change. Dallas, drop them to 5-12.
You're an ass.
That's fine.
See, now I think
Oh, so Alex, nobody ever improves, right? Nobody ever improves. And you're
Well, I
saying
was
that-
going to keep them at 6-11, but we got this whole diatribe about Micah Parsons.
No,
Okay.
you're saying that Dan Quinn's not a better coordinator than Mike Nolan.
he never said that.
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
just asking a question because so they can't improve. They can't get any worse, but they can't improve. Okay.
I mean, didn't they win a game week 2 last year, like a miracle game against the Falcons?
Oh, the
shouldn't their record been worse?
With a missed onside kick.
I
last
mean,
year. What did you just say? Last year, teams
All
get.
right.
I'm not changing anything. I'm leaving it all the same.
that was
You're
with
leaving
that.
it.
That was
John
with
Shear.
that.
John Shear, are you changing anything? No. Tyree, are you changing anything?
Man, I'm tired of talking about
No,
the
you
NFC
said
East.
no. You said no.
Yeah, I'm good.
So everybody is good. Mike, are you good with your picks?
Drop the Giants to 8 and 9, please.
Okay.
I think the Eagles be at 9 and 8. That's fine. I'll be a homer because I get improvement. I get what the word improvement means. So I'll go 12 and 5 with Dallas, and 10 and 7 with the Redskins. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Washington. Wait, you're saying Washington is 10 and 7 and Dallas is 12 and 5. That's what you're saying.
And because Ryan Fitzpatrick, of course, is going to be the savior. So that's cool.
I just want to keep in mind, Mike, you have a division that was. That's what I'm trying to say. You're about to have a division that didn't even reach 500. All have a winning record.
Last year,
really?
No. I dropped the Giants to 8 and 9.
Okay.
But the Eagles win 9?
Okay.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Hey, Eric, did you like that tweet? Did you like that Jalen Reagor tweet?
I did like that. Thank you. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it right there. So as far as my picks go, and since everybody apparently this division can get very heated very quick, especially when you have half the panel who are NFC East people. I thought looking at this, I would be completely unbiased. But you know what, Mike? You're absolutely right. I'm gonna be a fan. I'm a ride or die. If you can't tell by what I'm wearing, then shame on you. And if everybody wants to say shame on me for wearing this way, guess what? I got some thinking for you, but I need a smoking section to do that. Anyhow, with that being said, yeah, I'm making changes. First and foremost, Washington, you're going to 8 and 9 because of Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the New York Football Giants, you're right, Alex. Everybody's sleeping on them, including me. They're going to 7 and 10. So let's just call that what it is. We're going to move on to this last division since this is the NFC South, and Alex is claiming that only one team is going to come out of this division. That is his Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alex, are you changing anything with regards to the NFC South?
I thought about giving Carolina another win, but no.
Okay, Megan Price, are you changing anything?
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints 10 and 7, and I am going to give Carolina another game, so 7 and 10.
Okay. Mike, are you changing anything?
Yes. Can you switch my Panthers and Saints?
So Panthers get 11.
Yep.
And Saints get 10. Okay. When I look at this, let's see, Falcons, Panthers. You know what, Mike? I like that. I'm gonna switch mine. I'm gonna give the Panthers 9 and 8, and give the Saints 8 and 9. Tyree?
Yeah, I need to drop the Saints down to 8 and 9, man. No, can't whatever his dad on.
Can't guard Mike.
Yeah,
Can't guard Mike.
Yeah,
Can't guard Mike.
The know him. I don't know what the weapons are. I know you got
Deontay Harris is facing the 2 to 3 game suspension for driving while drunk. You have Marcus Lattimore, who's facing a felony suspension for gun charges in Cleveland. Trevor Armstead is suspended for 2 games. Daniel Adamada is suspended for 6 games for a controlled substance in his system. They lost Andreas Peat on the offensive line. Well, this is just off the top.
No, is he appealing that suspension, though?
He can appeal, but he's still going to miss 3 games, even if he appeals. Andreas Anzalone is no longer with the team. Justin Hardy is no longer with the team. Josh Hill, the backup tight end behind Taysom Hill, is no longer with the team. And Jared Cook is now a Charger. You're telling me you're losing half of your offensive output and 2 of your key pieces on defense, and you're going to be better? Stop it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So that just leaves Ty. You're good. John Shear, sir.
No, I said drop the Saints down to.
Yeah, I got you. Drop the
8,
Saints
okay.
to 8 and 9. Yes.
I've been waiting for this. Please drop the Saints to 5 wins, please.
Ooh.
They're abysmal. They're right above the Eagles, just above the Eagles for one of the worst teams in the league. They're going to be one of the 10 worst teams in the NFL. The Saints will. That's what I think. That's how bad they are. And no Drew Brees. Quarterback situation is a disaster. You don't know what's going to happen with Can't Guard Mike. No idea. They've got no other weapons on their to throw the ball to besides Kamara and Thomas. And then on the defensive end, you lost a ton of pieces. This has disaster written all over it. Can you please bring that schedule back up, please? I have no idea how anybody has them going 11 wins. Are you high? 11 wins for the Saints. Like, are you serious? Did you see the team? Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill and no other receivers, and you don't know what Mike Thomas is going to do. And you only got Alvin Kamara, and you lost all them pieces. And you're still going 11 wins. I have no idea how that's possible. They're going to be terrible. Anyway, somebody said about the Falcons sleeping on them. Come on. Did you see that defense? Have we seen that same defense of the Falcons? All right, thank you. They're going 5 wins. Panthers,
was that
8
Joe?
9.
Was that Joe that said something that you're sleeping on?
Yes, that was Joe. He's a
Ah.
homer. I know. We've been dealing with homers all night. 8-9, exactly where the Panthers should be. They're 1 year away from really breaking out. Next year is going to be their year. Matt Rule is going to be close, but just miss the playoffs this year. So I think 8-9 is perfect for the Panthers. And then next year is when they're really going to bust out, take the division by storm because Tom Brady will be gone. And it's going to be the Panthers division to rule for a long time because there's no other quarterbacks in this division that you'll fear because Matt Ryan's on his way out too. So, and then the Bucs, of course, 14-3. That's just easy. Chalk that up. That's 14 easy wins. So, yeah.
Hey, John, we all agreed about something in this division. Atlanta's trash.
Yeah, terrible. But they're going to finish in the standings better than the Saints by tiebreaker. So, Saints are going to be bottom 10.
Okay, that's juicy. I'll hold you to that.
Yep. We're going to be dead last in the division. Yeah, I don't trust Winston or Hill.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Like I said, the conversation is always rolling here on the Sports Arena. When you talk NFC East, it gets live.
I don't know, man. What's the name's the quarterback guru, so I think he can get Winston right, man.
Sean
Tiger
Payton.
don't change his stripes, as Alex says.
All right, we'll see.
Well, the Dolphins are going to finish.
I
12
wouldn't know a
and 5
thing
there.
about Winston. I've only watched him before they drafted him in Florida State and watched him the whole 5 years he was in Tampa. I don't know a damn thing about Winston.
Here's what I know, and I'll take a page.
Cowboys.
I'll take a page out of the man who said my career was over last night. If
Oh,
we
boy.
get 5,000 yard, 30 touchdown, 15 interception, Jameis Winston, then John Shear and Alex Fleming, you might have to eat some humble pie. Now, if we get 30 for 30, Jameis Winston, then we probably gonna be right.
The
Is
issue
that
is just
the
the issue
ESPN version?
is the weapons, man. They just don't have the weapons.
Right. His
That's
supporting
my-
cast.
That supporting cast ain't very good,
Kamara's
man.
going to have a huge year.
I don't think
It's
it's
gonna
a
be the
supporting
Alvin Kamara
cast.
show.
I don't think it's a supporting cast. I actually do believe it's the coaching. Look, you got an almost blind man who threw for 5,000 yards the last time he actually was a starter versus the guy who was a tight end who has less completions than Jameis Winston has touchdown passes. If I'm Jameis Winston, I feel disrespected at the fact that I even have to fight this bum to be the leading quarterback after Drew Brees retired. I mean, this is a
Ain't
damn
nobody
joke.
else taking Jameis Winston. I'm telling you right now. Nobody.
Very true. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here on the Sports Arena tonight. Oh, really quick, Alex, we have got an invite, sir, from one Mr. John Carlino. He is asking us to join his podcast over the first 2 weeks. So I guess be on the lookout for that. I don't know if John wants you, Joe wants you on his show, but, hey.
I
Don't
just
hurt
got
him
to
too
shampoo
bad.
my
Don't
hair.
hurt him too bad.
I got to shampoo my hair, but I think I might be able to find the time.
That'll be
All
a
right.
30-second podcast interview. Atlanta.
Alex will break this
See you later, Joe. Atlanta sucks.
Eric, you know how I feel about Atlanta. I pull no punches.
I know. It's going to be very interesting. God bless you. All right, we're going to do a smoking section, but we're going to get out of here first. So for Say What, Say It Again, Ty Ray, Fox Sports 1340 AM, John Shear, Believe in the Pac-12, Mike Harris-Tenuto, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, Fancy and Flavors, NSPN, and as always, our Queen of the Hoops, Megan Price, 806 Sports and the Sip Off, which has a fire introduction, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check him out. Your man, Eric Wilson, for the Sports Room. That's going to do it for us. Stay tuned, if you want to, for our smoking section. We will talk to y'all soon. Everybody have a good night. See ya.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I got something real heavy to lay on you, man.
Now that's what I need. Please feel free to join us in the smoking section because we with all the smoke.
For God's sake, strap yourselves down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. It's the smoking section. This is a chance where we get to air out some of our dirty laundry, how we feel about certain people, certain teams, certain organizations, and certain things. We kind of started that a little bit off tonight here when we were talking about the NFC, but I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to say what they want to say. As you know, the disclaimer, some of this may be sensitive. So if you got small children or people who are fearful of hearing the truth, you might not want them in the room right now. Since our girl, Megan Price, actually has something that she wants to say, I'm going to let her go first this evening. So Miss Megan Price, the floor is yours.
Mine is kind of directed at Alex, but I've been hearing a lot of talk in general about Dak getting hurt the first week against the Bucs. Now, I will say this is not a bash at the Buccaneers. They're Super Bowl champions, and they have an excellent defense. They've re-signed every single one of their starters. They're a great caliber team. But when someone has the type of injury like what Dak had, Teddy Bridgewater, there's all kinds of agendas out there that maybe that they won't be able to recover from that. And so that's already a concern. So instead of continuing to dig at him, why don't we just see what's going to happen? That's pretty much all I have to say. Let the man be, let him play.
All right. Fair enough, Miss Megan Price. Since she called out Mr. Alex Fleming, I guess I'm going to let him go next. So, Mr. Fleming, I'm going to give you the floor, sir. The floor is yours.
Please read my article about the Saints and their delusional fans. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to stay in the state of Florida and deal with the delusional fans of Jacksonville. Bruh, did you see Tim Tebow's block? Did you see that block? That was a gift block. Yeah, I think a 13-year-old was more inspired to throw that block. A 13-year-old's not getting paid $920,000 with guaranteed money to throw that block. 13-year-old's not 10 years removed from the league after doing SEC gigs and MLB minor and Major League Baseball and doing graphic shoots and modeling shoots. When you take away an opportunity from a 53-man roster from a team that's supposed to be better because you ask for a favor from your homeboy former coach, that's fine. You should make the most of it. You didn't make the most of it. You came to camp looking like the Incredible Hulk, about a half a second slower, and you couldn't block you, me, Eric, Tyree, or even John Shear. It's pathetic. All of these Tebow fans, go back into your rocks. It feels like January 6th all over again. He was never going to make the team. If you looked at former NFL players and you saw their reaction, whether it be Ryan Clark or Marcus on Get Up, or a lot of the players that came on to First Take and others, they were disappointed. They were upset because this man's getting chance after chance after chance after chance. Have you seen his career at Denver? Yeah, that was garbage. One good game, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an overtime victory because Demaryius Thomas took it 80 yards. Can you name me another highlight? Yeah, no, you can't. You got a chance with the Patriots. You blew that. Then you had a chance with the Jets. Then you got gigs with ESPN, Fox, and other things. Then you went to MLB with the Mets. Now you want to come back 8 years later and take somebody's roster spot when you know damn well you don't deserve it? I'm glad you went away like the guy that had fake hair and orange paint on his body. Stay gone.
Wow. Okay. Mike Artenuto, you're up next, brother.
Oh, yes. Well, it is that time of year, obviously college football coming around. I'm going to vent a little bit about a discussion I had today because anybody that doesn't know, obviously, ASU is under some alleged recruiting violations during COVID investigation, which there was a whistleblower / as the rest of us like to call him, a snitch that used to work there that was inside, and there's a lot of alleged stuff going back and forth. First of all, I know it's hard in this day and age to let anything play out. We see it at all levels, and yes, a lot of people hear a case, and if it's presented against somebody, obviously, that's in the public eye, we all feel that they're guilty right away before everything gets played out. First of all, let things get played out here at ASU. Secondly, again, you're always taught that line to kind of tote that line when you're young, not really being a tattletale. If somebody's doing something wrong, kind of alert somebody. Again, what's the difference? But at the same time, somebody that's bitter and scorned that didn't get a job, that's acting like a snitch instead of a whistleblower, cool. And I say this too, obviously being a Sun Devil homer, if they did anything wrong, fine. They definitely have to pay the price. I'm not one running away from it at any level. If you are convicted and if it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are guilty of what you did at any level, anything, seriousness all the way down to smaller stuff, then yes, there are consequences and they will have to take them. But for people to just say it's over and you shouldn't, another thing is, in the case of ASU, I want that every single program, every single Division I program, I want them under a microscope too, because if you're going to tell me only one school out of over 120 Division I schools had a violation, well, if you were an Eskimo, I could sell you ice if you believe that. I want everybody under a microscope then. And no, not just because there was a snitch at ASU, but because don't tell me that somebody didn't violate things and they just didn't get caught. Let things always play out. I know it's an old-fashioned saying, innocent until proven guilty. Let due process work. And when it does, and if it does, then pay your consequences if you're guilty. But if they're innocent, everybody please apologize to the person, entity, whatever that they attack. But of course, like Alex likes to say, and we like to say, they like to hide behind their computer. And of course, when they're wrong, they're not going to say it. Let things play out. And if somebody does get caught, again, let everybody be under a spotlight and let's see what's really going wrong.
All right. My man Ty Ray is still in the building, so I want to check in with him real quick. Ty, you got anything you want to say, sir?
Oh, no, I'm good. And but I just want to say, Mike, stop trying to snitch on all the other programs, man. Dang.
So, typically when I'm on this show, I like to wear sports arena gear because I want to promote my brand and do what I do. However, every once in a while, every now and again, I have to go back into my roots. And the other side of me, the side that most people don't like, the Philadelphia Eagles side of me has to come out, especially when Cowboy fans like to call me or just say my team ain't what they're supposed to be. Now, listen, Mike is my brother, 12 years going strong. I love him like no other, and he knows that. Mike knows at the end of the day, I'm going to run through a brick wall for him. You mess with Mike, you mess with me. Megan's my girl. You already know this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the name Megan Price, get used to knowing that name because she's about to be bigger and better and blowing up. Everything that she's done in 1 year, please. But there is one particular Cowboy fan that I have to address because, see, he liked to duck and hide every once in a while. And then he want to throw little things out here and there, hoping that I ain't going to pick up on it. Now, see, I said this once and I'm going to say it again. The E in James E. Harris stands for Eagle. He a closet Eagle fan. He ain't going to tell you that, but he a closet Eagle fan. You can come on, say it again every Tuesday night with your Cowboys gear and talk about Cowboys going to this, Cowboys going to that. James, watch your lips. Because when you speak about my team, see, now I got to check you. See, I had to go back and look at some things. Now, James, here's what I'll say about the Dallas Cowboys. Not you per se, but that damn team that I can't stand, Dallas. You currently hold the record with our series. Since 2000, if you take the games that we have played, we are only up on the Dallas Cowboys by 3 games. That's it. From 2000 till down. But James, here's what you're forgetting. Y'all are only relevant because of Jerry Jones. That's the only reason that the Dallas Cowboys stay relevant year in and year out. If Jerry didn't have that beautiful playpen called Jerry World and that $1 billion, guess what? The Dallas Cowboys would be just as irrelevant as Alex Fleming thinks the Cleveland Browns are. But James, 5-12, that's what you're going to give us? Okay, that's fine. You give us 5-12. But make no mistake about it, my brother. September 27th is the first time we see your ass. And guess what? We coming to Jerry World. Now, whether we win our first 2 games or we don't, we got Atlanta, we got San Francisco. I'll go out and say 1-1 because we're going to whoop up on Atlanta. We got some payback for them. San Francisco, y'all's defense might not be able to handle Jalen Hurts. I don't know this, but it's our home opener. So I got to think that we might actually pull out that W. But James, let me be very clear, my brother. If we are 0-2 coming to Dallas on Monday night, read my lips and look into my eyes when I tell you this. You are getting an ass whooping from start to finish. You remember 4th and 26? You remember 44-6? Hey, James, get ready. Because the 215 is coming to Jerry World. And I guarantee we will not lose Monday Night Football. Book it. I'm going to see you September 28th on Say What, Say It Again. I done cleared my schedule. I'm coming on the show. Ty just heard this right now. I'm coming on Say What, Say It Again Tuesday, September 28th. And James Eagle Harris, you better show your ass up.